Very good evening, ladies and gentlemen, once again as we head into the second semi-final of this Women's Basketball League 2026. Colombo Bulls taking on David Pieris Sports Club, and yet another interesting clash as we look at the team cards. Colombo Bulls, the starting five for the Bulls: Yasara Sirivardhana, Lubna Moset, Dini Dharmadas, Kendra Daniels, Shalini Vikramadurga, and in the bench Kyasha Sirivardhana, Hansini Marisha Fernando, Tiara Minoli de Silva, Minoli Direx, Pramadita Chandrasekhar, and Liara Hettiarachi. And for David Pieris, Gyansa Nakandalage, Saturangani Abesingh, Danushka Vijay Singh, Inoka Sandamali, Kalpani Fernando, and in the bench Rosie Van Langenberg and Erandi Gallage, Shalika Gomez, Shonali Dharmasena, Shalini Pereira, Janiti Mahapatuna, Rushika Vijay Singh. And as everything's set for the jump ball of this semi-final number 2 of the Women's Basketball League 2026. Malmi Liara Hettiarachi straight away into the hands of Kyasha. Yes, Malmi to Lubna Moset, an outstanding player in this Bulls outfit. Plenty of experience, a national cap as well. And Hettiarachi starts off well for the Bulls, opens up the score, 2-0 against David Pieris.
Yeah, straight on the board, Johnny with the first possession. That's exactly how you want to start a game.
And now David Pieris with the offense, but doesn't execute really well as Dini Dharmadas brings the ball up for the Bulls. Yes, Minoli Derricks drives through and straight away foul drawn. So far, the Bulls are off to a great start. Minoli directs with the free throws. Makes the first one looks easy.
Misses the second, but the Bulls able to get the rebound. Nice move inside and drawing the foul once again. And heading. Oh no. Sorry, I think it was a travel call there.
That's a travel violation by Kyasha Sirivardhana, the skipper of Colombo Bulls. Yes, Shonali to Inoka Sandamali. Very capable of those 3-pointers. Yet another experience campaign in this David Pieris outfit. Yes, Hettiarachi to Sirivardhana to Dharmadas. Dharmadas with the 3-pointer. Time Shalika Gomez opts to drive through for David Pieris, yet to open the score. Sirivardhana now settling things down. Lubna Moset to Dharmadas. Dini Dharmadas once again shot going astray. Yes, Gomez once again controlling, taking in things with the control. Yes, Sandamali. Well, a good shot by Rukshika Vijay Singh opens up the score for David Pieris Sports Club. So it's an interesting battle out here at the moment. 3 points to 2 points. Yes, Minoli looking for options as she slips. And the ball has been stolen by David Pieris. Yes, Inoka deciding to drive through. Lovely bounce pass and lovely cut there by Shonali Dharmasena. And David Pieris gets into the lead. Just a deficit of 1 point. Yes, Tiarachi to Lubna Moset. Lubna Moset, lovely spin and executed really well, but just didn't have that luck to get the shot through. Yes, Sandamali with the 3-pointer, and that's through. The first 3-point of the game. Inoka Sandamali opens up the 3 points for David Pieris, and straight away Coach Roshan Randim of Colombo Bulls wanting their timeout, wanting to have a chat with the girls. David Pieris, good comeback. Bulls started off well, but David Pieris came back into the game very quickly, and 7 points to 3. Just 4 minutes done in this first quarter.
Yeah, Janidu. David Pieris was slow to start. Took a while to get their first points on the board. But once they did, a few very good possessions as they find themselves 4 points ahead.
As we have a look at that 3-point once again by Inoka Sandamali. Very well aimed. Of course, everyone knows how good of a player Sandamali is. Has been playing the game for a very long time and has lots of experience. Former national player and has contributed very much well for David Pieris in the Mercantile League as well. And now David Pieris participating in this Women's League in the semi-finals against the Bulls, as Hansini Malisha has gotten her opportunity to step into the court. Etiarachi with the attempt. Yes, Moset to Etiarachi. Etiarachi looking for options. Lost her balance was Marisha Fernando. Yes, Gomez. A lovely bounce pass to Vijay Singh. Vijay Singh once again with the similar type attempt. And that's 2 more points. Bulls under pressure.
Great pass once again. And a great move to get the defender wrong-footed. And another steal as they go on the break. Quick move, catching the defender off guard. And a lovely finish to extend this lead to 8 points. The Bulls have to find a way to cut the momentum here. 3-point shot, but just off and rolling out of bounds. David Pieris certainly taking the upper hand in this first quarter.
Yes, absolutely. Club Bulls, slightly momentum going away from them. David Pieris, some brilliant shots to come up to that lead. Of course, yes, Vijay Singh to
just off on that occasion. Looking for a pass. Nice ball inside. And an easy finish. Once again, Gomez. Good ball movement. Finding the open player in the corner, just unable to get the finish on their 3-pointer. As the Bulls drive forward, good stop and pop. And great execution on that occasion. The lead cut to 4 now.
So only Dharmasena to Inoka Sandamali. Sandamali again to Dharmasena. Dharmasena to Gomez. Almost had that shot, but just rimmed out. And the coach from David Pieris, Mr. Hayaz Harun, wanting to have a timeout. I feel like it's a good timeout, Amelanta, because slightly, again, the momentum was favoring towards the Bulls. Bulls slightly came back into the game, scoring back-to-back, and straight away the coach from David Pieris wanted that timeout and wanting to have a chat with the girls.
Yeah, Janidu. Like you said, smart call there. The momentum was just shifting, and I think it was a timely timeout taken on that occasion. But so far, things look to be quite balanced from what I'm seeing. It'll be very interesting to see how this game progresses as we go.
Yes, absolutely. Pretty much a tough game at the moment compared to the first semi-final. David Pieris 11 points on the board. Colombo Bulls 7 points on the board. Just a 4-point deficit. Both teams going at each other. Brilliant competition so far. As the referee will start from right was left, and 2 free throws for Gomez. And next, the first one with no mistake. That's 1 point. And can she make it 2 in 2? And yes, she does. 13 points to 7. That's Dharmasena.
Hard screen set there by Lubna Moset. Back out to her, looks for the three-pointer. Just in and out. But the Bulls getting the offensive rebound. Great defense by David Pieris. And once again, just stopping the Bulls from getting an easy basket. Great work on that occasion by David Pieris. Great long ball forward. But just unable to score in traffic as the Bulls push forward on the break. Takes a hit and just unable to finish. But she will have a chance to redeem herself at the line.
Yes, Tiara, she was trying to drive through, but does well to draw that foul. 2 replacements for the Bulls.
And the referee calls it a reach-in foul instead of a shooting foul. So the ball will be taken from out of bounds.
Well, seems like there is a bit of a concern from the referees. Seems like there's a small issue or a concern rather in the scoreboard. Here's the Bulls. Here's Etiarachi. And lovely jump shot from Etiarachi to add 2 more points for the Bulls.
Yeah, you certainly can't leave her open from that range. The defenders have to do a better job of closing out. Great work. Driving in once again. Gomez showing absolutely no fear in this first quarter. Continuing to drive in straight into the heart of the defense and managing to get the finish. And the Bulls come back with a three-pointer, wasting absolutely no time as they maintain this, or rather as they cut the lead down to 3 points.
Well, yes, a brilliant three-pointer by Hansini Malisha. As Danushka with a singer opts in for yet another try here. Brilliant work by Hansini Malisha. Unfortunately, a travel violation spotted by the referee. Hansini Malisha did really well all the way from the other corner. Yes, Shonali Dharmasena. Lovely footwork. Sends it back to Gomez. Well, offensive foul this time. Dini Dharmasena. Rather, Dini Dharmadas.
Good
Stolen
steal
by Malaysia. But just the execution gone pretty much wrong. And once again, Hansini Malaysia all around the court to Etiarachi to Minoli. And Minoli directs, draws the foul, does really well to get out of danger.
Yes, Minoli direct certainly causing the defense a lot of problems down on the lower block. Once again, the Bulls go to her.
Stolen by Shonali Dharmasena. A long pass to Inoka Sandamali. Inoka Sandamali with the three-pointer. Rims out. And here's Dini Dharmasena. And stolen by Dharmasena. Well, the competition here is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant pass. Very unfortunate. Yeah, very unfortunate. Well, both the teams are playing with a lot of pace, Melanta. And it's turning out to be a blinder of a game.
Yeah, certainly, Johnny, the end-to-end stuff here. And as we enter the final minute of the first half, just a three-point game. And I think the score is justice to what we have seen. Quite a close game indeed. As the Bulls retain possession of the miss. Dubna Moset into Minoli and a beautiful pass. The Bulls drawing the foul. We'll have a chance at the line.
Yes, the skipper doing the job for Bulls, Kasha Sirivardhana. She gets the opportunity of going for that 2 free throws, which will be highly important at this stage. 15 points to 12. If she can make it 2-2, it'll be 15-14.
Just short on the first free throw. And she splits the free throws, cutting the deficit to just 2 points as we come to the end of this first quarter. David Pieris will want to extend their lead. Great pass, the top of the key. And stepping on the line there after collecting the offensive board. But great pressure coming in from the David Pieris, number 16. Great bit of skill, driving forward. Unfortunately, call for the travel there. As David Pieris will have final possession in this first quarter. They will look to advance the ball with just 5 seconds to go. And just unable to get the shot off in time. As we come to the end of a very entertaining first quarter.
Yes, at the end of the first quarter, David Pieris having the upper hand just by 2 points, 15 to 13. There you go in the screen, the first quarter confirmation, 15 to 13. David Pieris having the lead. And so far, this quarter has been amazing. The competitiveness from both the teams has been absolutely brilliant, and pretty sure till the last minute or the last second, who's going to take this game home? Well, very unpredictable to be said.
Yeah, I think both teams are evenly matched. And I think it will come down to who makes the least errors in this game. As we take a look at some of the highlights from that first half. David Pieris was slow to start, but once they did, they had a few good possessions, which got them that breathing space between the Bulls. But to close out the quarter, the Bulls putting on a good run to come back and reduce the deficit to just 2 points. Gomez has really been the star of the show for David Pieris. Driving in to the defense of the Bulls and managing to draw fouls and finish at the rim strongly. The Bulls will have to keep an eye on her and try and contain her in this next quarter.
As the second quarter begins, Gomez with ball in hand to Vijay Singh. Vijay Singh driving hard to drive through, but Ansini Malisha losing control out of the ball, but head Tiarach recovers. Yes, Lubna Moset looking for options. Head to Dharmadasa. Minoli Derricks does very well to equalize the score. 15 points apiece now.
And Minoli Derricks has certainly been a problem for the David Pieris defense. Time and time again, they keep going into the post. And she has produced the results for the Bulls.
Yes, the way she's driving and with height, pretty much difficult for the David Pieris defense. Yes, Gomez to Sandamali. Sandamali driving through. Once again sends it to Gomez. Gomez with the three-pointer. Rims out. A bit of a miscommunication from the Bulls. Tiarachi and Minoli Derricks going at each other for the ball. Both are being from the same team. Yes, only Dharmasena now. Well, stolen by Lubna Moset. And now position with Bulls. Tiarachi with the three-pointer. Very well rebounded by Dharmadas. And once again, it's been Minoli Derricks adding 2 more points to Colombo Bulls.
Yeah, David Pieris can't find an answer at the moment for Minoli Derricks. Just great footwork in the post.
Once again, a good defense from the Bulls, and Ansini Malisa does very well there. Almost had the shot and rebounded by Gomez. Now David Pieris looking to equalize the score. Yes, Vijay Singh looking for options once again to Gomez. Gomez to Dharmasena. Dharmasena, lovely crossover work and lovely shot. Lovely shot. I believe it's a 3-point from Dharmasena. Yes, it is. 18 points to 17 now. David Pieris back on the lead.
A beautiful move by Dharmasena. Crossover into the step back and just sinking the three-pointer. Bulls with the offensive rebound and comes back with one of their own. Bulls take the lead by 2. And Shanindu, do we have a good game on our hands here?
Well, absolutely, yes. 20 points to 18. Both teams just looking really great at the moment. 2 in 2 3 points for Hansini Malisha. Ever since he stepped into the court, has been brilliant for the Bulls. Once again, Hansini with the 3-pointer. Almost had it. Could have been 3 in 3 for her. Yes, Tiarachi does very well, but just couldn't make that shot. Well, once again, fighting hard are the Bulls. Lubna Moset makes it this time, extending that lead 22 to 18.
Yeah, the Bulls not giving up on that play. Multiple offensive rebounds and ultimately getting that bucket that they wanted. Just reaching in from the back there, and the referee spotting it and calling the foul, rightfully so. Great display of basketball here by both teams.
Vijay Singh does very well to recover the ball for David Pieris, and yes, Dharmasena to number 18 of David Pieris, Shalini Pereira. And this time stolen. Hansini Malisha, will she go all the way and blocked? Blocked by Vijay Singh. Rukshika Vijay Singh. Brilliant save there for her team. Yes, Tiarachi with some lovely work. Just couldn't execute that shot very well. Yes, David Pieris once again with possession, slowing things down. And Danushka Vijay Singh is back in the court as well. Yes, Sandamali driving, jump shot. Rims out. Tiarachi takes it. Tiarachi slows things down. Yes, Yasara opting to go for that 3-pointer. Yes, Sandamali to Danushka Vijay Singh. Danushka Vijay Singh to Vijay Singh. Sandamali. Yes, Vijay Singh with the drive. Lovely pass to Dharmasena. Almost had it. Once again, ball bounces in favor of David Pieris. Yes, Danushka Vijay Singh to Shalika. And draws the foul. Is Shalini Pereira.
As Vijay Singh takes a seat after putting on quite a brilliant display of defensive work to ensure that the deficit is just 4 points. As Shalini Pereira makes the first free throw. Just off on the second, as the Bulls look to push the ball forward. Once again, Direx looking for the pass, but intercepted, but stolen once again by the Bulls. Nice bit of 1-2 passing there. And the Bulls retaining possession Just rolling off the rim.
Good work there by Sandamali. And with the jump shot, stayed away. Made it look very easy. And timeout by coach Roshan Randima for Colombo Bulls. Bulls ahead just by 1 point, 22 points to 21. And this game has been very interesting so far. Just 4 more minutes remaining before the half time.
Yes, Coach Randima just wanting to cut the momentum there. Coach Randima himself, no stranger to Sri Lanka basketball. He has had tremendous success as both a player and a coach. And he's very well experienced. Just wanting to have a talk with his team, just to ensure that they don't let this lead slip away before halftime and that they go into the break with
Four more minutes for the half time, and let's forget about the third and the fourth quarter for now. It's about who's having the upper hand before heading into that half time. In such games like this, step by step matters. Two competitive teams, just a 1 point difference. Bulls having the upper hand. Yes, Dharmadasa driving all the way, but very unfortunate ball rims out. And yes, Gomez. That's Shalini Pereira to Janiti Mahapatuna. Completely missing it, but it'll be ball favor of David Pieris. Yes, Danushka Vijay Singh driving through, draws the foul. Rather caught on travel violation. Yes, Danushka Vijay Singh. Yes, Etiarachi. Lubna Moset. Once again to Malisha. Malisha again to Moset. Lovely spin. Well, foul played by Shalini Pereira for David Pieris, and the foul will be in favor of the Bulls.
Lubna calling for it, but the defense reading it well. Great tip pass there, and Lubna Moset finishing at the rim, extending this lead to 3 points for the Bulls. Gomez driving in once again, but good defense by Lubna.
Well, Melanta, right after the timeout, Bulls have been a bit more solid in their defense. One thing I've noticed was that, but commentator's curse, I believe, Shonli Dharma Sen straight away with a 3-point, and once again, both these teams at a piece, 24 points apiece. The crowds and the bench hyped up, so much tension in this game. Minoli doing really well to get out of danger, but David Pieris will have the ball, and Hansini Malisa stolen this time and does really well, but Lubna does the recovery work for the Bulls, 26-24.
Yeah, just keeping the possession alive, and I think that's the awareness that Lubna Moset brings to this Bulls team. David Pieris gets the shot off, and once again, unfortunate bounce off the rim, but they retain possession. And stolen once again by the Bulls. Etiarachi using the left to drive in, and just deflected out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And what a game we have on our hands here, Janit.
Yes, absolutely. Coach Roshan Randim from Bulls. Pretty much similar to Track Masters, using his bench, rotating, and Kasha Siriwardena. Lovely cut there. That's 2 more points for the Bulls. 28-24 now. Only Dharmasena. Anushka Vijayasinghe with the 3-pointer. Goes astray. Lupna Moset rebounds it freely, and now Kasha Siriwardena. 2-hit Tiarachi. Rebounded by Sandamali. Now Gomez bringing the ball forward for David Pieris. To the Anushka Vijayasinghe. Anushka Vijayasinghe cuts and passes to Shonali Dharmasena. Shonali Dharmasena just throwing it away.
And a foul called on Gomez. Few changes made for David Pieris as we are in the final 80 seconds of this first half. Playing off the screen, trying to get it into the roller. Deflected but managed to retain possession. Out to Moset, but just unable to get the ball to sink as Gomez brings the ball back up for David Pieris. Gomez. And Hettiarachi coming away with the rebound and driving forward. Trying to go coast to coast, but once again just unable to get the finish.
Well, here's Gomez now to Sandamali. David Pieris looking to cut down that deficit, and ball slips away. Final 20 seconds before heading into the half time, as I believe it was the coach from David Pieris, Hayaz Arun, wanting that timeout. Pretty much trying to cut the deficit maybe before heading into the half time. Just a 4 points difference. Anything would be golden for David Pieris at this point. 3 points or 2 points. That will cut them the deficit down before heading into the half time.
Yeah, going into the half, all to play for in the second half, Janit. I think both teams have shown that they certainly belong in this semi-final and they have earned their place. Just a very entertaining game of basketball. As the teams come back onto the floor for these final 25 seconds of the first half.
$20 seconds to go. 25 rather. David Pieris has the ball in favor of them. They've got to make sure that they make this basket count, as Sonli Dharmasena attempts. And it goes astray. Now Bulls have yet another opportunity here. Will she go all the way? Loses the ball straight into Sandamali's hands. Sandamali with the 3-pointer. Almost had it, almost.
And the Bulls will have 3 seconds to get a shot off here. But they just dribble it out and take the lead into the half. Great display of basketball by both teams.
Yes, absolutely. There you go, the halftime confirmation for you. 28 points to 24. Colombo Bulls having the upper hand, and with that we will be heading for a commercial break. Do stay tuned with us for the second half action, the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Epic rivalries reignited. The big match season is here. Iconic showdowns from Colombo to Kandy, from Mathura to Jaffna. Battle of the Blues, Maroons, Saints, Brothers, and so much more. Witness history as the future stars clash for glory. Big Match Season 2026. Big Match Season 2026. Live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Experience every heartbeat and every goal like never before. From cricket to football, rugby to athletics, we capture the spirit of every sport that ignites our passion. Relive legendary moments, exclusive interviews, and expert commentary, all in one place. Join us for live coverage of thrilling matches and events, bringing you closer to the action. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Epic rivalries reignited. The big match season is here. Iconic showdowns from Colombo to Kandy, from Mathura to Jaffna. Battle of the Blues, Maroons, Saints, Brothers, and so much more. Witness history as the future stars clash for glory. Big Match Season 2026. Big Match Season 2026. Live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action, feel the excitement.
Epic rivalries reignited. The big match season is here. Iconic showdowns from Colombo to Kandy, from Mathura to Jaffna. Battle of the Blues, Maroons, Saints, Brothers, and so much more. Witness history as the future stars clash for glory. Big Match Season 2026. Big Match Season 2026. Live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Elevate your game with the Papare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Experience every heartbeat and every goal like never before. From cricket to football, rugby to athletics, we capture the spirit of every sport that ignites our passion. Relive legendary moments, exclusive interviews and expert commentary, all in one place. Join us for live coverage of thrilling matches and events, bringing you closer to the action. Together, we unite a nation through the love of sports. Tune in to the Papare, your home for all things sports. Live the action. Feel the excitement.
Epic rivalries reignited. The big match season is here. Iconic showdowns from Colombo to Kandy, from Mathura to Jaffna. Battle of the Blues, Maroons, Saints, Brothers, and so much more. Witness history as the future stars clash for glory. Big Match Season 2026. Big Match Season 2026. Live on Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel. Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for the Women's Basketball League 2026 happening at Royal College Sports Complex Indoor Basketball Arena. As the Colombo Bulls are taking on David Pieris Sports Club. Bulls heading into the halftime at the upper hand of having the lead 28 points to 24. As we have a look at the highlights from that second quarter. Both teams are going at each other one-on-one. Brilliant competition here. Just a 4-point difference. Anything can happen till the last second of the game. As we are having a look at the highlights, Hansini Malisha was blocked from that shot, but was immensely brilliant. Hansini Malisha back-to-back 3 points. Ever since he stepped into the court, made a huge difference for the Bulls. Bulls were struggling to find their rhythm. David Pieris initially did have the lead, but Hansini Malisha stepped into the court. Played with a fast pace. She's very fast in the court. Certainly a big asset for the Bulls. And Yasu Siriwardhan, the skipper, added 2 more points for the Bulls as it's all set for the second half. As the second half progresses, good pressure from Shonli Dharmasen early on in the game, and good cut by Etiarachi, and starts off well the Bulls, adding 2 more points and making that lead extended by 6 points. David Pieris now have something to think about as the defense did get better from the Bulls, and once again stolen by Hettiarachi. Read that pass really well, Hettiarachi. 32 to 24. What a start for the Bulls in the second half.
Yeah, certainly not how David Pieris wanted to start. Conceding 4 quick points. Moving the ball around. Gomez takes the three. Just off. But once again, the offensive board retained by David Pieris, but a loose pass along the touchline and turning the ball over.
Yes, Shanli Dharmasena saw Etiarachi trying to intercept that ball, but nevertheless touched none of their hands and stayed into the touchline, and Manoli Derek's with the shot gets the foul. Well, Colombo Bulls, what a start into the second half. Coach from David Pieris straight away wanting that timeout. Momentum was drifting away. 34-24, 10 points deficit. What a start for the Bulls.
Yes, in just less than 1.5 minutes, the Bulls have been able to score 6 points and really extend the gap here to a double-digit lead. And David Pieris with lots of questions coming into the second half now. The coach will really have to go back and see how they can contain the Colombo Bulls and put a stop to this great run that they are on. David Pieris will not want to let this lead continue to grow, as it will become difficult if the Bulls continue with this momentum. Direx with the chance to increase this lead to 11. Misses, but rebounded once again by the Bulls. Sends it to Hettiarachi. Takes the three, but just short. And now quick on the break, David Pieris gets it to go. And that's the type of start they would have wanted coming out of the timeout.
Yes, certainly. David Pieris starting off well after that timeout. Yes, Hettiarachi with the drive. Easy layup. Defense not looking so good from David Pieris. Once again back to that double-digit deficit. Yes, Gomez slowing things down to Sandamali. Sandamali, well, unnecessary attempt there for a 3-point. This is what pressure does. Bounce pass to Hettiarachi. Hettiarachi has 2 more points.
Hettiarachi on fire coming in to this second half, causing so many problems for this David Pieris defense. Rebounded by Hettiarachi once again. Passes it to the skipper. Skipper looking for options, but decides to go on her own. Just off. David Pieris looking to slow the game down a bit. Reset and maybe cut this lead down back to 10. Working the ball around the perimeter. Back out to the corner. Good and great defensive pressure by the Colombo Bulls, forcing the shot clock violation. That's exactly what a coach loves to see from a defensive end.
Yes, absolutely. Lupna Moset replaced by Marisha Fernando. Travel violation straight away from Fernando. David Pieris trailing 12 points. What a start from the Bulls for this second half. Yes, Shanli Dharmasena, outstanding player. Very fast with the ball movement. Gomez to Sandamali. Good defense from the Bulls. Good pressure. Once again, losing that ball is David Pieris. And now Bulls on the attack. Hettiarachi free. Oh my goodness. Ball slipping away.
But the Bulls once again putting immense defensive pressure on David Pieris. Just unable to find a shot. This is great work by the Bulls. And that being said, committing a foul and sending the David Pieris forward to the line. No referee changes his mind. The ball will be taken from out of bounds. And quick thinking and great awareness on that inbound play to steal 2 points there. Catching the defense napping.
Yes, that's Gyansana Kandalage doing absolutely well. And now Colombo Bulls offering an offensive foul in favor of David Pieris. Well, if you thought that the basket was counted, it was not. Ball in favor of David Pieris. Back to that 10-point deficit. David Pieris now have to come back into the game. Yes, only Dharmasena does everything really well, but just couldn't execute that shot really well. Yes, Mino directs to catch Sirivardhana. Yes, Hettiarachi, who has been dangerous so far. Sirivardhana with the 3-point attempt. Bounces twice in that rim, and yes, Dharmasena once again slowing things down for David Pieris. Sandamali, good pressure from Lubna Moset. She's isolated, and once again ball stolen by Colombo Bulls. This is a good comeback from the Bulls as Sirivardhana misses it. Yes, Inoka Sandamali, good pass by Dharmasena, but Hettiarachi. What a block, what a defense. She's pumped up. This is all around the court, Melanta. You name it, you have it. Offense, defense, anything.
Yeah, Johnny, she has certainly been the live wire for this Bulls outfit in the second half. Like you said, she's all over the court. And that being said, Danushka Vijay Singh draining the three-pointer. And the lead is just 7 points now. David Pieris looking for the stop here. Hettiarachi drives once again and fouled. They don't have an answer for Hettiarachi in this second half.
Yes, absolutely. Hettiarachi looking unstoppable here. Certainly playing with a lot of intent, causing a lot of problems to that David Pieris defense as he misses the first free throw. Here comes the second one from Hettiarachi. And this time that's through. 39-31. 8 points behind other David Pieris. Yes, Shoni Dharmasena to Gyansana Kandalage. Once again, it's Gyansa to Danushka Vijay Singh. Danushka Vijay Singh to Gomez. Gomez deciding to drive and drives well, but just couldn't make that shot. And here's Hettiarachi driving very hard and straight into the contact with Danushka Vijay Singh. Here's Gyansa to Janitima Patuna, and the pass just goes above the hands of Gomez, and very unfortunate for David Pieris.
Yes, Vijay Singh taking the hit like a champion there, looking for the charge. Unfortunately, she wasn't given the call. But great work and great heart shown by both teams. Once again, Hettiarachi keeps cutting to the basket and her teammates keep finding her. Rebounded by the Bulls. Looking for Hettiarachi again, but pass just short. And David Pieris reading it to perfection and intercepting.
Good battle between Shonali Dharmasena and Hansini Malisha. Two good friends, but two different teams going against each other. Travel violation, or rather foul from the Bulls. Yes, Sonali Dharmasena. Good screen from Darushka Vijay Singh, but 3-point doesn't find any corner of the ring. And once again, it's that battle between Malisha and Dharmasena. Malisha wins the battle this time.
Yeah, good hustle there by Dharmasena, but just committing the foul. But that's what you like to see. The game played at that level of intensity. And a tough pass for Lubna Moset. Just out of her reach as they turn over possession. David Pieris has played well in this third quarter, but still the Bulls are able to maintain a double-digit lead as they turn the ball over. And the skipper finding the inside cut. Had a really good look, but unable to finish on that occasion. De Silva will be disappointed with herself, as she would expect to finish those. Gomez scanning, driving, but very well defended. A great bit of effort by both De Silva and Hettiarachi to stop Gomez.
Once again, things are working in favor of the Bulls. Yes, Sirivardhana to Lubna Moset. Lubna Moset. Lovely work, lovely spin, and oh my goodness, almost had it. How unfortunate that can be. Round of applause from the crowds for that effort from Lubna Moset. Yes, Gyansa Nakandalage driving through. Once again, very unfortunate. Good pressure on Kasha Sirivardhana.
Once again, great defensive work by Moset. Risky pass there, but the Bulls retain possession. As Moset brings the ball up. Good pass, finds the backdoor cut. And Sirivardhana finishing. What a pass there by Lubna Moset. Finding the backdoor cut. And they executed that to perfection. No, Gomez to Nakandalagi. Scoops it up, but off the mark. Rebounded once again by David Pieris. Just unable to find the finishing touch. Here's Hettiarachi.
Well, Hettiarachi has been taken to the bench for the first time in this quarter. And 2 more points for the Bulls. And looking at the way how the game's progressing, Melantha, David Pieris have 100% lost their momentum what they had in that first half. Yes, Sandamali with the 3-point, and talking about momentum. Once again, commentators curse, I believe 3 more points for David Pieris rather.
I would call that a commentator's blessing, Janindu.
Maybe. Yes, Moset with the drive, lovely pass. Opportunity gone away. Here's Daniels to Lubna Moset. Lubna does very well, but once again, ball rimming out. Final 5 seconds, Sonali Dharmasena almost having it, and that's the whistle of the third quarter. Colombo Bulls, what a comeback to this game in this quarter, 45-34, and certainly having an 11 points deficit. Well, David Pieris will have to work on their defense more than this, and that's the third quarter confirmation for you, Colombo Bulls, 45-34 against David Pieris.
As we take a look at the highlights of that third quarter, the star was definitely Hettiarachi, coming right out of the gate, finding that first basket in the second half, and then the steal, and then the momentum just continued as the Bulls extended their lead to double digits. And then Hettiarachi just did not stop. David Pieris tried to stay in this, but just did not do enough. And there's that block once again by Hettiarachi. She was everywhere in this third quarter. As we take a look at another layup by Hettiarachi. David Pieris with all to play for if they want to make the all-important final. They will need to cut down a deficit of 11 points. And the Bulls will just look to hold firm and see their way through into the all-important final against the Trackmasters.
Well, either it's Bulls or David Pieris. It's going to be an interesting final. But before that, we will want to know who's going to meet the Trackmasters in the final. Is it the Colombo Bulls or David Pieris? And did you hear what I say? And straight away, a 3-pointer for the Colombo Bulls. Yes, Dharmasena with the 3-pointer. Rims out. Directs rebounding comfortably. Well, not the best of passes. From Dini Dharmadas. Yes, Gyansana Kandalage. To Inoka Sandamali. To Danushka Vijay Singh looking for options. Once again to Gomez. That's the shot clock. Sandamali with the 3-pointer. Once again rimming out. Very well rebounded by Gihansa. Sonali Dharmasena. Well, finds the leg of Lubna Moset, trying to send that pass towards the right end. And yes, Siriwardhan with the 3-pointer. Rims out and heads into the touchline.
A good start once again by the Bulls. David Pieris needs to score early here if they are to make any sort of impact and inroads into this Bulls lead. And once again, well defended by Hettiarachi to start the break. And And a pass to no man's land. Sees the ball turned over by David Pieris. And the Bulls have another opportunity. And a foul call for reaching in from behind there. As Vijay Singh takes a seat after the foul. Directs, turning the ball over. Here's Gomez, scanning for options. Back to Gomez, fakes and drives in. 3-point shot off but rebounded by Nakandalage. Blocked once again by Hettiarachi. She has been David Pieris' kryptonite this evening. Just unable to find an answer. Tough shot there by the skipper. Rebounded by Hettiarachi, but off the mark.
Well, Gyan Sanakandalage looking for that layup, but very well blocked by Lubna Moset. Yes, Vijay Singh to Gomez. Gomez with the 3-pointer. And rebounds very well, Dharmadas. Well, the Bulls are playing with slow pace, smart thinking. They know they are in the lead. They wouldn't want to rush since it's the final quarter. Within David Pieris under pressure. Yes, Sandamali with the 3-pointer. Once again, rims out. Nothing working well for David Pieris at the moment, and not the best of passes once again from David Pieris.
Yeah, Janindu, I must say this doesn't look like the same David Pieris team that played in the first half. The Bulls have had their number in the second half, and that has caused them to make even more mistakes. And now the pressure is really building on them. As you can see, quite a few loose passes as they turn the ball over.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of errors in the second half. But at the moment, there's still room for errors. It's a knockout game. It's semi-final number 2. And David Pieris would want to make sure that they come back into the game. But Hansini Malisha, what a day she's having. Third 3-pointer for her.
And yes, would that be the dagger in this, in the hope that David Pieris has to make the final? Stolen. Can they make something of this here? Yes, they can. And that might be that momentum shift that they need to get back into this game with a little over 5.5 minutes to play.
Yes, certainly. David Pieris was trying for those 3-pointers. And with that, Hettiarachi once again draws a foul. Inoka Sandamali this time caught on foul. Hettiarachi will get the opportunity for 2 free throws as the coach from David Pieris will go for a timeout. Etiarachi with the free throws. And that's one more point for the Bulls. And will she make it 2-2? And yes, she does. 2-2. Of course, it's Etiarachi. What a comeback. What a comeback into the game. She totally changed everything for the Bulls. And yes, David Pieris now looking for 3 points. I'm pretty sure. Long pass for Dharmasena. Dharmasena once again with the 3-point attempt. And 2-2 for Dharmasena. And now David Pieris on the full court press. Yes, you will have to do this if you want to come back into the game. A brilliant recovery from the Bulls, and Moset, lovely pass. Had an opportunity for the Bulls to add 2 more points, but completely missed.
There is still time for a comeback, Janidu. You can't write them off. But they have to make sure that they get defensive stops on the Bulls, because an extension of this lead will definitely put it out of reach. Here's Nakandalage. Gomez now. Looking for options. Dumps it off. And draws the foul after a great defensive effort. Unfortunately conceding a cheap foul and sending Shanani Dharmasena to the line. Can she cut the deficit to 11? She misses the first. Misses the second, but rebounded once again by David Pieris. Able to keep possession of the ball. Nakandalage takes a shot and makes it. And cutting the deficit to 10. That's exactly what David Pieris needed. With a little over 4 minutes to play in this final quarter. And Janidu, do we have a game on our hands here?
Well, yes, David Pieris once again back into the game. This is what they wanted in the third quarter. Now, once again, it's the 10-point deficit. Just 4 minutes remaining, and there's no room for error for David Pieris. And at the meanwhile, Shoni Dharmasena and Gyansana Kandalage looking good with the 3-pointers, and they can maybe contribute another 1 or 2 3-pointers for David Pieris. Probably this game will turn the tables down.
Yeah, certainly. And I think with time against them, they need to also look to drive and get the foul and go to the line and stop the clock as much as possible, so that they have more time to eat into this lead of the Colombo Bulls. Once again, the full court press. And well done on the defensive end by David Pieris. They are really putting the pressure on the Colombo Bulls. Into Moset. Moset looking for options to Etiarachi. Etiarachi managing to cross the line. Good pass into Direx. And very well done to weave against this David Pieris full court press. Gomez bringing the ball up. Another 3. Off the front rim and out. And a foul by David Pieris.
Well, the idea is clear from David Pieris. They are going at those 3 points. They are going to take the risk. It's a do-or-die situation for David Pieris. And pretty much the idea is clear. And the Bulls just have to make sure that they stop these 3-pointers. Build pressure on David Pieris. Here's yet another opportunity for Bulls. just to add 2 more points, build that pressure on David Pieris, and they're slowing things, which is the right thing to do. And yes, Dharma Dasa this time completely missed.
There's certainly no reason to rush for the Bulls. They'll try to kill the momentum and run this clock down. They have a 12-point lead. They just have to play it smart here and see this game out. Screen set by Nakandalage. Finds the shooter, but short once again. And a foul called on Nakandalage. And David Pieris will have to be mindful of the team fouls because they will end up sending the Bulls to the line, and that is not what they need at this point. Here's Moset looking for options, intercepted by Shanali Dharmasena. Just can't get the finish at the rim. And the Bulls gain possession once again. And this is exactly what the Bulls want. Just to get defensive stops and run the clock down.
Yes, David Pieris giving everything they can. Just 2 minutes and 40 seconds, and was there an intentional foul from Gomez on Kasha Siriwardena? 2 free throws for Siriwardena.
Yes, David Pieris unable to carry on the momentum that they had before the timeout was called by the Colombo Bulls. Coming out of that timeout, they haven't been able to get a basket. And that pressure has forced them to intentionally foul now. Here's Nakandalage directing traffic. Back to Dharmasena and block. Great block, but stepped on the line.
Good defense from the Bulls. Blocking Dharmasena and Etiarachi. Once again, trying to steal that. And here's Daruska Vijay Singh. And the 3-point attempt, certainly not finding anything off that ring. And here's Siriwardena now. Well, the Bulls doesn't have rush for anything. They are on the lead. And here's Minori directs. This time not successful from Minoli. And here's Gyansana Kandalage to Sandamali. Sandamali to Dharmasena. Dharmasena with a 3-point attempt, but doesn't find it well, and Etiarachi fired up. She's all in the game, all in. And now we come down. Just a minute and 50 seconds left. Still, anything could happen in this game. And a quick 3-point attempt, and completely gone astray. Off the hands of the Bulls player, and it will be the ball in favor of David Pieris. A long pass to Inoka Sandamali. Inoka Sandamali with the jump shot. 2 points. Now it's a 10-point deficit. David Pieris with the full court press. Pressure on Bulls. Well, the ball has been stolen from David Pieris. Interesting to see. Well, a long pass to Gyansana Kandalage to Daruska Vijay Singh. Vijay Singh with the 3-point. Rims out, unfortunately. Rims out.
What a game it would have been if she made that. But David Pieris continuing with the high court press. Malmi Hettiarachi fouled on that occasion and she will go to the line.
Two shots for Malmi Hettiarachi. I would say she was the outstanding player in this game. If there was a player to be awarded as the player of the match, definitely I would go ahead with Malmi Hettiarachi. Melantha, absolutely brilliant, turning everything against David Pieris, certainly changing the momentum. And here's the Bulls once again with the ball. And once again a brilliant effort from Hettiarachi. Now David Pieris and Lubna Moseth right on time to steal that ball. Now down to the final seconds. Long pass from Lubna Moseth to Malaysia. Malaysia does well. Hansini Malaysia does well with the foul.
And that might be it for David Pieris. Yes, Johnny, like you mentioned, Malmi Hettiarachi, especially in the second half, came out of the gate on fire and she just did not take her foot off the pedal on both ends of the ball. She was really the star for the Bulls and has helped them book their place in the all-important final against the Track Stars.
Well, yeah, it's just 40 seconds. If David Pieris are to win this, we need a miracle to happen. And 2 more points, is it? No. But Bulls does really well to recover that ball. And 59 to 45 rather. 14 points deficit. Once again, ball stolen by the Colombo Bulls. Hansini Malaysia, long pass to Dharmadasa to Hettiarachi. Lovely team play there. And of course it is confirmed by now that Colombo Bulls will meet the Track Masters, who had a dominant win in that semi-final one. In the finals. Now we are down to the last 2 seconds. Hettiarachi goes for the long one, hits the board, and with that, that's the final whistle for you, ladies and gentlemen. Colombo Bulls wins the second semi-final, 61 to 45, beating David Pieris, and Colombo Bulls will meet the Track Masters in the final of this Women's Basketball League 2026.
It's just a great performance there by the Colombo Bulls. It was a close-knit affair going in to half-time, but coming out into that second half, Colombo Bulls just running away with it and never letting David Pieris crawl back into it. There were moments where you thought that David Pieris were going to start a comeback, but the defense of the Colombo Bulls making sure that they got the all-important stops and not letting them get back into the game. And I think that was the turning point for the Colombo Bulls, just not letting David Pieris come back into this game. Like you mentioned, Janidu, I think Malmi Hettiarachi has certainly been the star for the Colombo Bulls, and she's certainly one for the Track Masters to keep an eye on going into that all-important final.
That's the full-time confirmation in your screen. Colombo Bulls 61, David Pieris 45, and here's, like you mentioned, Melantha, definitely Liara Hettiarachi. Malmi Liara Hettiarachi was the standout player for the Bulls, changing everything against David Pieris, certainly changing that momentum. changing those gears as we have a look at the highlights of this final quarter. David Pieris did come back into the game very well. Some good 3 points here and there, and once again, but Bulls managed to extend that lead, continue that lead, and to get that victory safe in their hands. These were the final few points that was scored by the Bulls to make sure that they sealed their victory and run away to the finals. And thanks for joining with us, the live coverage today from the Papare, Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, and do stay tuned with us as we will bring you the action of more sporting action.
Stand by for opener.
Sri Lanka's #1 sports channel, ThePapare.
3, 2, 1, roll off.
This is Sri Lankaවේ අංක 1 ක්‍රීඩා නාලිකාව ThePapare සමග.
Welcome back to ThePapare.
Welcome to the live broadcast on ThePapare.
Good luck, guys. Good luck, everyone.
ThePapare, Sri Lanka's #1 television sports channel.